Hello, Word of Life. I'm Tony Pompo. I'm on the elder team here at Word of Life, and I'm here with Pastor Tom Wood, and we are here to give you an update on our plans to gather in person at the end of the month.
When the decision was made that we were going to stop having in-person services due to the COVID outbreak and the shutdown that needed to happen, we started having our online church services, and they've been a massive blessing. I know for everyone at Word of Life Church, I can definitely say for myself, I'm so glad that we've been able to continue having church online. But we have to recognize, and I think that this is a felt need for most of us, is that we have been missing that community aspect of church, which is so vital to the New Testament church. We've been missing gathering together for corporate worship. Those are definitely things that we've been missing as we've been doing church online exclusively. So as we've got together and we've made some tough decisions and we've had to think and analyze and rethink and reanalyze, and what we've decided is going to be the best first step we can make is to gather here at the Word of Life Church in the worship center and have a watch party. And when I say watch party, what I mean is that we're going to have the screens running and we're going to be streaming the online church experience. The exact same online church that you've been able to watch from home or wherever else, we're going to be putting on the screens. And what that means is that we're able to resume and we're able to reclaim that corporate worship, that idea of worshiping with other Christians around us, socially distanced, of course, but it means that we're able to start reintroducing some elements of in-person experience. So that's going to be our first step, is gathering here for a watch party.
So we want to acknowledge the tension and maybe even a little frustration about the fact that it's not church the way it used to be. But we want to talk a little bit about the reason why we're doing it this way. And if you think about our values, we're a church that wants to be loving and community-based, so we want to create a good experience for everyone. And the fact is, some people can't gather with us because they're not comfortable or because they have some condition that would make it unwise to do so. So that's part of the rationale for doing it this way. The other thing is we feel strongly about being organized with expectancy and excellence because it inspires people and honors God. And we want to do this the right way. It would be very easy to do this wrong. We don't want to do it wrong. We want to take measured steps as a first step, as Pastor Tom mentioned, to ease into this and make sure we're doing it really well.
As we've already discussed today, the online church services have been a giant blessing to Word of Life Church, and they're going to be continuing. And perhaps the next step for you is to start doing a watch party in your home and having some people over, or finding someone else that wants to host, or maybe people from your life group want to get together, or the team that you've been serving on, or neighbors, friends, whoever it may be. Maybe that's a great thing for you to do. Some people have already been doing that, and those watch parties have been a giant blessing to those people involved. But for those of you that are considering being a part of the in-person services here at the church as we start the watch parties, this is an invitation. If you've never been a part of a serve team, or perhaps you have but haven't for a while, this might be a great chance for you to jump back in. So if that's something you'd like to consider and have a conversation about, you can click on the button on the screen now that says Next Steps, and that'll let someone from the church know that this is something you're willing to consider, because it is going to be all hands on deck, because there are good things coming and we want to make sure we do this well. And over the next few weeks, we're going to be outlining in detail, so there's no surprises around our safety measures. But I can let you know there is going to be a registration process. We're going to be asking people to wear masks both in the lobby and in the worship center, and there is going to be social distancing in all areas of the church to make sure that everyone feels confident and safe that we're being responsible in our part in those safety measures. We also want to let you know that starting off, there is not going to be any kids ministry, but I can give you a pinky promise that Pastor Lisa is working hard with her team and all the different things that need to come into place for her to be able to do kids ministry and do it well. So we will update you about when we're going to be launching that. But to repeat, we're not going to be having kids ministry when we initially launch. But Pastor Lisa is doing a fantastic job as she's working diligently to make sure the kids ministry is awesome when it's up and running. But I can tell you this, I know I'm new here on the staff and I'm new here on the team, but as I've met with the leaders, the elders, the trustees, the pastoral staff, the team that have gathered together to try and make some of these difficult decisions, there is a deep conviction as we've gathered that there are great things ahead for Word of Life Church. Despite all the challenges, God is moving. God is doing great things in the lives of His people, and there are good things that are going to come up. So we're not downcast. We're not defeated, we're not beaten up, we're not exhausted. We are full of anticipation that God is doing great things. He is able to use online services, He's able to use watch parties, and as we start to open up and we start to all the rest of it, God is going to use all of it to reach people. So we are anticipating story after story of God transforming people's lives. So thanks so much for the part that you play. We love you guys, we're praying for you. God bless.